grandmother wanted it to do for her. The chicken needed to be fed and the vegetable garden needed to be attended to later in the day. Just as she got to the river and was about to draw water, the head boys came out of the shadows. At first, Nyembesi was shocked and terrified, for she didn't know that they had been training her all this while. But remembering how invisible to most of the village she was, she told herself that they would probably not bother her. However, they encircled her and started mocking her and making fun of her. They started singing songs that suddenly brought tears to her eyes. All she could do was clutch onto a door as tightly as she could and slump into the ground, tears cascading down her cheeks. While on the other hand, they continued to make fun of her and call her names. Noticing the door she now held desperately close to her chest, one of the boys jerked it out of her hold. This brought Nyembesi into a frenzy as she desperately tried to wrestle with the boys to get her doll back. As she desperately attempted to retain the only thing she had that belonged to her mother, the only thing that she felt linked her, connected her to a mother she had never known. Noticing how much the door had proved to be a soft spot, the boys now tossed the door amongst themselves, laughing as Nyembesi desperately tried to regain possession of the priceless doll. After what seemed to have been an eternity to Nyembesi, the boys tired of the little game, tossed the doll into the middle of the river and ran away. What do you do when the one thing that you love or care for dearly slowly drifts away from you? Do you stand and watch with vivid recollections of all the joy and wonderful times that you had? Or do you dive in and try and reclaim your life and your love? Going into the deep, cold and rapidly flowing in the clay pot that they used to fetch water. Balancing it on her head, she sang as she went about her way to the river. Unlike all the other girls that went to draw water from the river in groups, teasing each other and gossiping about the boys that they had feelings for, she didn't have friends, and so she carried the doll that had once belonged to her mother to keep her company. It had proven to be faithful to her over the years, always by her side through the difficult times and the good times. In it, she confided her every secret and shared with it the jokes she would have shared with the best friend if she had been fortunate to have one. The walk to the river always proved to be rather long, especially in the morning when the cold dew would wet your legs as you trailed on the narrow path that snaked from the village to the river. The path was not wide enough for two people to walk side by side, so that when you met someone coming from the opposite direction, you had to step aside and let them pass, or they had to give you way depending on who it was that you had walked into. The young always stepped aside and gave way to the old, while the women folk always showed their submission to patriarchal authority by meekly standing aside and allowing the men to victoriously walk past with an air of masculine authority. Such was the way of life in this society. Everyone had mother as a companion. Nyembesi, daughter of my daughter, solitude builds character. One day you will grow into a beautiful young woman, and a handsome young man will take you away to his people, to a stunning kingdom where you will live happily ever after. My grandmother always teased her. Deep inside, she however yearned that one day this dream would come true. She yearned that one day she would live in a different kingdom where the people were not as mean and didn't distance themselves away from her as they did in this particular place. She yearned that they would treat her as if she was human. She yearned that they would not treat her as if she was plagued by some contagious ailment they feared to contract. To make up for the friends she didn't have, she busied herself with chores. Every morning, she would rise up early before the first cock crowed to sweep the yard and prepare her grandmother's breakfast. While she went about her chores, she always sang a song that reminded her of the mother's love that she had been denied growing up. She sang a song to a mother that she had never known, a song that in some mysterious way connected her to a mother that she had never had a chance to connect with. She sang with all her heart, in a beautiful voice that could be heard in almost all the surrounding homes.
Sometimes I imagine I hear your voice in the trees whispering. Sometimes I imagine I hear your voice in the trees whispering. My famba jakanaka, my teachers okuona, my famba jakanaka, my teachers okuona.
From the river, they noticed Nyembesi's skateboard lying on the ground and no sign of her neighbor. A search party searched for her along the river's banks and in the surrounding lands for days, but neither he nor a doll was ever found. Every year, however, along this river, young boys would go swimming in the river or fish along its banks, drown mysteriously. Many people believe this is Nyembesi exerting revenge for the ruthless manner in which she was treated by those bad boys many centuries ago. Thank you very much for